Hi, this is Eitan Pinsky at Pinsky Mortgages, and we have today with us
Brent Davis. I'm with ZLC Financial, and I specialize in personal insurance and investments.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming, Brent.
Thanks for having me.
Today we're going to talk about personal insurance, and the reason why we're talking about personal insurance is, as many of our clients know, during the mortgage process and when we are getting an actual mortgage, we have to offer life and disability insurance in a form called MPP, or Manulife Protection Plan. And this is a great insurance for some people, but not great for others. In our case, we generally tell our clients to talk to a professional advisor when it comes to insurance. Our expertise is in mortgages. We're really good at what we do. We're great at getting you a really good mortgage, but we might not be the best at providing you advice at insurance. Actually, we're not even good at providing advice at insurance. We don't specialize in it. So that's why we go to people like Brent. So Brent, when we refer you somebody, how does that look? And I guess why do people come to you in the first place when it comes to personal life disability insurance? And we can't provide critical illness, but I know that you can.
Right. So it's really about finding out your options. So as you mentioned, you are required to offer them life and disability specifically through the lender.
Yeah.
So when you introduce someone to me, it's with the notion that not only are we going to look at life and disability, but let's also look at critical illness insurance as well, but also just educate you on all your options. So what are these products? Why would you want to consider them? And is it the right fit for you?
What's the main reason why somebody would need insurance?
Well, it really depends on what type of insurance we're talking about.
Okay.
So with life insurance, the question that we generally ask is, if you were to pass away yesterday, would you be leaving someone in a precarious financial situation? We want to make sure that the ability to pay for any debts, such as a mortgage, is taken care of, and that you're not necessarily putting your loved ones in an unfortunate financial decision where they might have to sell the home early. They might have to sell their retirement savings in order to pay for their lifestyle. It's just questions like this that come up.
Okay, thanks, Brent. I want to ask you, what's the difference between life insurance, disability, and critical illness?
So life insurance is a tax-free lump sum in the event you pass away.
Okay.
That goes to your beneficiary. Critical illness is a tax-free lump sum as well in the event you become critically ill and survive for 30 days.
Okay.
So the three main types of illnesses included are life-threatening cancer, a heart attack, and a stroke. Most insurance companies will offer anywhere from 20 to 25 different illnesses as well.
Okay.
Whereas disability insurance is a monthly income, or at least it's a monthly benefit to replace your income in the event you're unable to work due to injury or illness for an extended period of time.
Awesome. And so why would somebody need critical illness and life insurance?
So critical illness it protects your ability to pay for your day-to-day expenses. So the reason why we consider coverage of 1 to 3 times income is so that
For critical illness?
For critical illness,
okay.
Is that if you were to become critically ill, the question we really want to answer is, what would you want to have happen? So, for example, say there's a couple, the wife works, but the husband doesn't. I would still recommend that they both get critical illness coverage. If you lose wife's income due to critical illness, then the family is unable to pay for their day-to-day expenses. But if the husband gets sick in this example, then would the wife want to take time off work in order to focus on her family's health and getting better? Well, having that coverage would enable them to do so, in addition to maintain their day-to-day expenses.
I see. So it's a stopgap until maybe disability insurance kicks in, or until the person were to pass away?
Or both.
Or both. Okay, cool. And so disability, the difference between disability and critical illness is?
It's essentially income protection. So disability, you receive a monthly benefit, whereas with critical illness, you receive a lump sum. For critical illness, you have to satisfy a 30-day waiting period, so you just have to live for 30 days after your diagnosis to get paid. Whereas with disability, it can be anywhere from, say, 30 to 120 days, if not more, where you have to have that disability that would enable you to be unable to work for that period of time before you're able to collect on it.
I see. So you've had that initial consultation, you give them their recommendations, and then you have another conversation with them afterwards?
Yeah, so then we want to go over the initial recommendations. Now, the reason why I say it's initial is that, again, everyone needs to internalize risk and what's important to them, especially with the budget. So once they've had a chance to go over everything and see how all the products work, what the costs are, I want them to internalize what's truly important to them and where they believe they should allocate their dollars towards.
Okay. And what kind of questions do people ask, or what kind of rebuttals, not rebuttals, but arguments against insurance do people say that are generally very easily championed or argued against by you?
They're more around, I'm younger, I don't think that anything's going to happen to me anytime soon. More around just invincibility. As a younger person myself, I understand it completely. Especially as someone that doesn't have a family yet.
So what's the danger of not getting it now versus getting it later?
So you're the healthiest and you're the youngest you'll ever be at this point, right? So you never know what can happen tomorrow. I've had situations where people turn to me and say, I'll consider this in 2 years, but within that 2-year window, they become uninsurable. And it can be due to health reasons, it can be due to lifestyle. So it's really hard to know what life has in front of you.
And or if you are able to get it, it'll be more expensive due to the fact that you're at a higher age. So insurance really is against what could happen. I always tell my clients when it comes to insurance or really anything, if you would make one decision, so decision A or decision B, and decision A is to pay for insurance. And let's say you pay $100 a month. $1,200 a year, and that's for, $100 a month can get you quite a lot of insurance, right?
A lot of life insurance, but not necessarily a lot of disability and or critical illness.
I see, okay. If you were going to choose choice A and buy insurance, and nothing were to happen to you, and you spend $1,200 a year for 20 years, that's a lot of money. I mean, that's $24,000, that's quite a lot of money. However, if B happened, you didn't take it, and something were to happen to you, would you be more unhappy that you didn't take insurance than the fact that you spent $20,000 over 20 years? Or even in 1 year, you spent $1,200. So which one would you be more unhappy with? $1,200 down the drain, or the fact that somebody were to pass away and now you have a $700,000 mortgage that one spouse isn't able to pay on their own? So I'm a firm believer in what's worse. Always do what you would not kick yourself in the behind that you made a choice A over choice B. You're not going to kick yourself in the butt because you made choice A. You're not going to be happy that you spent the money but you don't need it. But you're going to be very, very, very unhappy if you didn't get insurance and something were to happen. I firmly believe in planning for the future and planning. And I don't know what questions to ask, and I guess that's why we go to Brent. Well, thank you, Brent. Thank you for spending time with us today and talking a little bit about insurance. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.